Hi everyone, this is Hannah Knoll, and today I'm going to be talking about the Disney movie Frozen. So it's about two sisters, Elsa and Anna. Elsa is the one on the left with the blonde hair, and Anna is the one with the orange hair on the right. And they're basically princesses of a city called Arendelle. And yeah, so it starts off with them being really close when they were younger. Elsa actually has magic powers, so she can create ice and snow. So when they were younger, they had a lot of fun, like building snowmen, just playing in the snow. And Anna liked to see Elsa use her magic powers. And they just had really fun together, and they were super close. But accidentally, Elsa struck Anna with her ice powers, so the parents and the family had to go to the magic trolls to get Anna cured and to kind of fix her and make her better. But by fixing her, they also took away her memory of any of the magical powers, so she didn't remember that Elsa had any magic powers. So the family and the parents decided to raise the sisters apart, and they lived in the same house in the same castle, but they didn't really hang out and they weren't close like they were when they were younger. They were kind of raised separately and did their own thing, and Anna always wanted to be friends with Elsa, but she couldn't because of the secret magic powers. And then the parents, they had to go away, and accidentally their boat got sunk in a horrible storm, and the parents unfortunately died. So it was just the sisters all alone in the castle together. And then finally came the day when Elsa was being crowned the Queen of Arendelle, and it was Coronation Day, and Anna was super excited because that meant that people were coming to the castle finally, and she could make friends and talk to people because she spent all this time without her parents and without being able to talk to Elsa either. So when the party started, a prince came who was called Prince Hans, and him and Anna hit it off, and they seemed like they were really in love. When they first met each other, they were, super close, and they just hit it off right off the bat. Anna came to Elsa to ask if they could get married, and Elsa said that you can't marry a man that you just met. And Anna was really upset with her because she thought it was true love, and Elsa got really worked up and accidentally showed her magical powers. So you can see that she created an ice wall, and it kind of scared everybody, and everyone called her a witch. So she ran away and built this ice castle in the mountains because she didn't want anything to do with Arendelle anymore. She just wanted to live by herself and not hurt anyone anymore. But unfortunately, she left Arendelle in super snowy winter blizzard because of her powers. So Anna, she went after her sister to help bring her back and to get her sister to hopefully lift the curse of the snow, because it was getting worse and worse, and it was a horrible blizzard. So Anna went to just go find her sister and kind of talk to her about all of the problems that were going on. And while Anna was trying to track down her sister, she stumbled upon this guy named Hans. Hans is the guy on the left, and he's an ice seller, so he knows the mountains really well and the wilderness, and he agreed to help Anna find her sister because Anna wasn't very familiar with the woods and anywhere outside of the castle in Arendelle. And on their adventure, they stumbled upon Olaf. This was the snowman that Elsa and Anna built when they were younger, and Anna starts to remember about Elsa's powers when they were younger and kind of how they used to build snowman and play together and kind of the whole story about what happened. And then finally, Anna finds Elsa, and she comes to the ice castle, and Anna begs Elsa to come back to Arendelle and help save it, and Elsa doesn't want to go back. She's too worried that she's going to hurt more people, and she gets really worked up with Anna and accidentally strikes her with the ice again, and Anna gets really sick, so they have to bring her back to the trolls, and the trolls say that she can only be cured this time by true love's an act of true love because the ice struck her heart, so she had to get an act of true love. So Kristoff wanted to bring Anna back to Hans so that Hans could kiss her and it could be true love. And during this time, Hans finds Elsa's castle, and they bring Elsa back to Arendelle to put her on trial for her crimes of creating the blizzard. So Elsa's kind of brought back to the castle of Arendelle at the same time that Anna's coming back to meet up with Hans. So finally, Anna and Hans are reunited, but just before they're about to kiss, Hans admits that he's the bad guy and he only pretended to love her so that he could become the prince of Arendelle because he was too far in line for the prince of his own country. So he had to kind of trick his way into becoming the prince of Arendelle. So Elsa and Anna both escape out into the storm, and Hans is about to kill Elsa with the sword, and Anna kind of steps in the way and saves Elsa at the last moment before she dies from the ice that strikes her heart. So that was the act of true love she needed, and both of the sisters are saved. And yeah, it's basically the first Disney movie where the act of true love isn't like romance or, between a guy and a girl, a prince and a princess. It's showing how you can have love in your family and with your sister and your siblings as well. And Frozen has become even a bigger and bigger thing. They just announced that they're coming out with Frozen 2. So this picture is kind of a preview from the new Frozen 2 movie that's supposed to come out later this year. There's also Frozen on Broadway now. So it's just turned into a super popular film. And basically the moral of the story is that you can love your family and just to cherish and accept people for their differences, even though Elsa had these special magical powers and she wasn't like anybody else. Anna accepted her, and once she realized about the powers, she, grew to love her.